Positivity rate for COVID higher than it's been in nearly a year. A lot of people are just urging to get vaccinated. We want to get people vaccinated.
Absolutely. But for kids, it can be scary. Joining us now to talk about what we can do to alleviate the worries is Dr. Laura Saunders from the Institute of Living. How are you, Doc?
Hello, friends, and happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you.
Wednesday.
All right. So talk to us about kids. It's going to be a scary time for them. They got to go get shots. They don't know what's going on. Parents are a little upset. The whole thing is kind of, yeah.
Right. So there's a couple different layers here. And first, we need to acknowledge the seriousness of what we're going through, and that really vaccinations is the only way through it. That's part one. So parents need to manage their own issues or anxiety and not project it onto their children, because we need kids to get vaccinated. We know that kids 5 and older are eligible to be vaccinated, but there's ways to make it a better experience. Mm-hmm. So let's go with number one. First of all, minimizing it doesn't ever work, right? Just be honest. Like, don't be a baby, or it's just a needle, or that kind of stuff doesn't really help. So you need to kind of prepare your child, but with a more open and positive attitude.
What words
let your kids
use?
Know about their worries. Sorry, Kara, go ahead.
I was going to say, what words should you were saying using more neutral words? What type of words? What should we say instead?
Right. So it might be a pinch, or you might feel something, but it'll go away quickly. So, you can acknowledge that something's happening, but you don't need to say like needles and shots and injections and all these kind of more inflammatory words. Use words that create a positive story about the experience. This is the way we're all doing our part to make this COVID-19 go away, so we can visit with our aunts and uncles and our grandparents. So you create meaning around it. It's the same meaning, although you don't really have to create the meaning for the kids, because they often get vaccinated from measles and mumps and polio when they're babies. You have to create that meaning for yourself. I'm doing this for the betterment of my children and to keep my children safe. So it really is about creating a story or creating meaning around the experience.
And you say don't apologize for having to get the shot. You say sorry for when you really, truly are sorry. This is something that you don't have to be sorry about. It's your health.
Right. So we don't apologize when we take our child to get their yearly physical, because we are doing this for them, for us too, as parents, because we don't want anything to happen to our kids. But save your apologies for things that you did wrong and you need to apologize for. Let's focus on what needs to happen in order for everyone to be healthy. So, this is what we're doing. This is the reason why we're doing it. I hear that you're afraid, and we'll get through this, right? So you can be validating and acknowledge what it is that you're going through, but you don't need to say you're sorry.
And you say, we know our children best, so don't be afraid to speak up, to tell the nurse or the doctor what's going to work the best.
Yes, and this is sort of a general guideline for parents. You know your children best, right? So if you know that best just to kind of get through it and then we'll be done with it, or that they need a little bit of time to adjust to the situation. Know your children best. Be open with your medical providers about what you think would be most helpful. They'll give their guidance also, and then just step into it. It's the only way we're going to get through this.
Right. We don't have to get in, especially when they're 5 and 7 and 9. We don't have to get into the facts about the vaccine. We just have to explain that it's important to get this and explain to them why in layman terms so that they understand.
Yeah. In anything, we take a developmental approach, right? You would give a 12 or 14-year-old more information than you'd give a 5 or 7-year-old. But even 5 and 7-year-olds, they don't understand the complexity of one's immune system, but even they understand we all need to take medicine to protect ourselves and to prevent other people from getting COVID-19. Every single person on this earth knows about COVID-19. So you can talk to them about it, but always use developmentally appropriate language.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Laura.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I'm wearing my plaid today.
I know, you look great. You look great. Thanks for being with us.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll see you next week.